Hi everyone, my name is Yetunde and I'll be presenting on global engagement for global understanding, a trajectory of my cross-cultural education journey and how this has helped global understanding. There are 6 aspects of this presentation: the introduction, background, purpose, implication, recommendation, summary, and conclusion. Introduction. Study abroad is indeed good, and understanding of oneself, understanding others will help in understanding the culture and the environment that people live in. If this is well understood, then there will be global understanding. Yeah, information is not knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience, according to Albert Einstein. This quote speaks about me and what I've been able to overcome as a Nigerian and at present as an international student at Bowling Green State University, Ohio. While I agree that experience after one's experience in life, there is the need to say that one needs experience to gain wisdom. And how do we get experience? It is by interaction or by involving in activities. Then I would say that for me, before my sojourn to the United States as a Fulbright foreign language teaching assistant, the real diversity of human experience never dawned on me because I have never left the shore of Africa. Hence, the global engagement of teaching in the United States is an eye-opener and a boost to my human agency because I became abreast of different culture, which is a contributing factor to studying cross-cultural and international education at PG. So therefore, it is all those knowledge that has accumulated and is helping me to see the world from different perspectives and to be able to understand how things are. And I'm happy sharing that same experience with this global engagement conference. Background. Yeah, we all see things the way we see them. We act different because we have different upbringing and resources available to us. Learn from different textbooks, act different food, and pledge allegiance to different flags. This is that like we see things differently because of the way things are, but that doesn't mean we are all different. It's just that we are all unique in our own way. Now, example of such is the question I have to answer people like, do you have microwave in Africa? These are many questions I've had to answer them, not just as a Nigerian, but an African in non-American soil, where we know that diversity is the key. Most times I feel offended when asked some of these questions, but whenever I remember how ignorant I have been about America, because I used to generalize America, forgetting that there's North America and South America. But people have led me out of this ignorance. Because of that, I overlook those questions and I'm always excited to provide answers and clarifications. Indeed, awareness of other people's background and repertoire of knowledge is sacrosanct in our new globalized world. The purpose is to relay my autobiography, my experience or narrative of how it has been, how life has been for me before the FLTA, during and after my sojourn as a Fulbright foreign language teaching assistant. Because there I did some trainings and seminars, did some community engagement services and courses that contribute to my awareness of different culture. This I'll be showing in some other slides in this presentation. And I would like to discuss briefly globalization and how it applies to education and culture, because education is key since it leads us out of ignorance too, apart from our experience. Then if we understand what globalization, the way it is to education and culture, to also help us in building the global understanding that we all envisage. Nigerianism, Africa, and the Western world. In terms of globalization, I would like to say that we are all one but different, and we are still we are different but the same. This means that no culture is superior or inferior to the other. And the way we see Africa, like, oh, they are this or anything, I would like to say that in Africa, just the way we have the North, South, and the likes in America, we have 54 countries in America and in Nigeria, excuse me. And we have the North Africa, South, East, and West Africa. So saying Africa, we need to be specific, talking about different countries. And Nigeria, where I'm from, is a West African country where we have over 250 languages, but 3 major languages that represent the 3 major ethnic groups, which are the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos. The official language is English. And looking at the picture here, we have our representation. The man with the red hat represents the Igbo culture. The one in the middle represent who are in the east. We have the Hausa, who is in the north, who he represents another part of Nigeria, and he speaks Hausa language. And the other man in blue clothes represents the Yoruba culture, who are in the West. Now, the conversational language is the pidgin English. For instance, you can say "how you dey," which means "how are you." Then there's a coinage as the title, which is Wazobia. It's a representation of the three languages, a way of saying come. Wa in Yoruba means come. So is Hausa, which also means come, and Bia is come in Igbo language. So the Wazobia also is a representation of the three ethnic groups, and we have a Naira note, that is our currency, that we call Wazobia as well, and the radio station and other things that depicts the three major ethnic groups, despite the diversity that we have in Nigeria. Here is me talking about my global understanding journey. It started in Indiana, where we did orientation, and here are some of the pictures, meeting somebody from Korea, sharing our experiences, and other people trying to experience Nigerian culture. And my friend from Morocco and from China did a lot of deliberations and tried to understand so many things about the world. And here is me sharing my Fulbright story with other people and how it has helped me to understand the world. Giving a speech here at Fayetteville in North Carolina is part of my engagement on how understanding people's culture, their journeys, is really important. And I've been able to see that the way the army operates in the United States is quite distinct from the way it operates in Nigeria, which is really part of what's a key takeaway from my experience. And I know it's based on my experience, I've been able to do that. Another thing that I did is training people on how to make beads, on how to apply rhinestones. And what I gained there also is teaching. They also taught me how to do cha-cha slides, like how to do some dance steps, and how it is not only in Nigeria that we have broken English, and that in Caribbean they do have that. And even in the United States, they have some slangs and lines like all that. So I see again that you only get all these things when you interact with people. And the beat there is what one of my students made, or one of the participants rather made, when I was doing the activity. Part of the community engagement is to go to schools and give speech, and also during international education week, go to charter schools and other schools in the community. So here is me teaching them how to dress in Nigeria. From there, I learned so many things about the American education system, and going back to the classroom, learning other things about probably the other education system of other countries has really helped me a lot to know, oh, this is how things are. And I saw some similarities in the education system in relation to what we do in Nigeria, and like it's an eye-opener. Another thing I learned there is the pandemic. It's really a lot. So after my experience in North Carolina, I went back to Nigeria, did some programs, and here is one of it, like giving a talk on how things are done. And we organized the quiz competition whereby I shared my experience and did some activities to enhance the way Nigerian youth, how they see the world globally. I wouldn't have been able to do that without my experience. And after that, coming back to Bowling Green, here is me meeting other people as an international student. Then even in my classroom with my professor, like the way things are. In that picture, we have somebody from Ghana, somebody from Malawi, somebody who's been to different parts of the world, a friend that teaches German, and the experience they bring to cross-cultural and international education class, it's really a lot. For instance, doing cultural foundations of education, you have somebody talking about how things are in other countries that they've been to, and it's really helping me because it adds a lot to my repertoire of knowledge. Then here, as a graduate assistant, to work with somebody from Iraq. This is my first time of meeting someone from Iraq, and I learned a lot from her. One thing I learned is that using hijab is not just about religion, because that is what I see it as a Nigerian. So I realized that hijab is also a cultural representation of who somebody is, and it's not about religion. I wouldn't have known that without meeting somebody who is from Iraq, and she explained all those things to me, and even the different kind of tribes that they have in the country. Then apart from the academic aspect, we try to have fun together, taste different food, because even you like we said, you experience things by engaging in different activities. So tasting food from different culture is also a way that I think I've experienced global understanding, and it helps me a lot. Here are my classmates as well, and we try to have some fun activities. Yeah, exploring the environment to learn more, go to other, like try, for instance, go to the Kafra market and see how things are. And also there was an event in Hungary, in Toledo, about the Hungarian festival kind of thing. Many people came and I really learned a lot thanks to the professor who invited us. And here is me giving a presentation on cross-culturalism and globalization in one of my classes. And doing that research also helped me a lot, because it's like me going to those countries in the free research kind of thing. Then we have the global understanding that we had during the International Education Week here at Bowling Green. I love how different flowers were used to depict different countries and the different presentations that was done. It was really a nice one. And I met new friends there that really helped me to understand different things about the world. And that is my Macy cohort with our professor that we at the event. This is also part of the way I've been able to immerse myself in the environment, because one thing that I learned about Bowling Green, BGSU, EFLP is that, because I said as an eye-opener, is that one thing, there's one stereotype that I've had that, yes, United States is like, how will I put it, it's an individualized society. But coming here, the support, the encouragement, and the way people are, the way they treat you makes me see that this may not be true, because it is, we do things collectively, people are always out to help, they are very nice, accommodating, and I was like, oh, so if I had not really come and learned this program, if I have not come to be a part of the program or to like really associate with people, I may not know, so I will still have that mentality that, oh, it is this, what's it called now? It is this you and you society that you talk about, like you don't think of others, but there's a lot of otherness. The way people really go out for others is really important. It's what we call like communal efforts, communality kind of thing, community effort really make you feel comfortable. And I really love that, and it's something that I've been telling people that, oh no, don't say US is really is an individualized society. Try to see that maybe the people that you are relating with are the people that are kind of individualized. It is not the society. You should not generalize. Try to relate with people, know who they are, that there's nothing like that. Because even now we have some places that they say, oh, they believe so much in collectivism, but you still see people that they just believe about themselves alone without considering others. My coming to BG and being a part of the program has really helped me to know this, and I know this is part of global understanding. Now, I want to really quickly, because with this pandemic, if it's really a lot, because it is a global issue, but I think we can navigate through it through discipline and resilience, time management, flexibility and adaptability. Like, yes, if you know how things are. For instance, we're supposed to have this class, but there are so many people we have never met, some of them. But with the way we are able to adapt to the new normal and how professors are very flexible, we are able to get things done and things are going smoothly. Then time management. I realize that if we don't plan our time very well, because you do so many things in the comfort of your home, you get to leave so many things on. But with discipline, resilience, proper time management, we can do a lot of research and contribute to the global understanding, even during this pandemic, and make things better. And I must say that the role of instructional technology is very, very important in this. Like, yes, we have instructional technology in Nigeria, but there are so many things I'm now learning now, so many things that I know how to use and how to navigate my way. One of them is this presentation that I'm doing, that yes, I know they do some of those in Nigeria, but with me being on ground in the United States, I'll be able to take some of those things back to Nigeria, and it makes the world like a better place based on my experience kind of thing. Yeah, the implication of this study is to encourage scholars and students to be involved in study abroad programs. They should be intentional in making international friends so that they will have the lived experience and will avoid such kind of all the stereotypes. Then they should do a thorough research about other countries and continents so that stereotypes should be avoided. And also, like, the role of education and culture is really important, because if you are not exposed to all these things, we may not really know what other countries are, or what they are experiencing. When I mean education here, I'm not limiting it to education in the classroom. We have formal, informal, and semi-formal education. So I'm talking about education in its entirety, and part of it is engagement in other activities. And talking about study abroad too is also important in helping to understand the world, as this will foster global understanding. In conclusion, experience and resilience helps in one's wisdom, which portends one's charisma in life. Therefore, experience and exposure to international activities beyond our home countries would help in advancing the globalized and peaceful world we all live in. It is recommended that we should be open-minded, avoid all forms of sentiments and stereotypes. Indeed, no culture is superior to another, and all we need to do is intercultural and intercultural interactions to promote global understanding, as this will help in promoting the global peace that we all desire. This is the reference, and thank you so much for listening. And I would like to say goodbye in 3 languages that I am a bit proficient in. The first one is my mother tongue, and in saying goodbye, we say Odabo. In Chinese, we say Saijin, and of course, we say adios in Spanish. Thank you for listening. Eshin.